Ngozi Talk Shows family, is Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So I'm on my own today, guys, and I hope you guys are well. Uh, please continue to pray for Carol Ann. She is still in a hospital. She's getting better each and every day. Every day when when we get the update is all good news. So she just need you guys to continue praying for her so she can come and give us some topic of what she's been through to motivate us. And so our topic today, the topic today is how to become who you are afraid to be. Who are you afraid to be? So this is the question that you need to ask yourself. Who are you afraid to be? And once you get the answer of who you are afraid to be, and this video is going to empower you to unleash that true authentic self. So as you embrace the power within, I would dive into the transformation journey of embracing your true self. And your true identity is very, very important to embrace who you are as a person. It's very, very important to embrace your true identity. It's very, very important to actually rediscover the person that you were created to be. We all have created to be something on earth. We have not just been created to become nothing, to just be on the sidelines and watch others succeed. We all born to be cheerleaders of each other, and we are all born to succeed. We are all born with the talent. So you have to figure out the talent that the talent that you possess, and that talent can take you to where you need to be. If you are scared of using your talent, or you are scared of becoming who you want to become, the power of authenticity is very, very powerful, step by step, to find that authentic self and have the life that you desire in life. We all desire to be something. Put your hands up, guys, if you are like, no, sir, I do not desire to be something. I'm happy the way that I am. And we don't have to live in dreams. We can create, our life can come to reality, and embrace your true identity. And when you embrace your true identity, is a very, very powerful act that allows you to break free from the chains of I'm not enough, from the chains of some people. They put chains because people don't agree with who they want to become, or people put chains because people who are not there for them, or any bad event that happened to their lives. Instead of learning from that event and then teach others how to break free from those challenges, they stay in stagnation. If you go through a challenge in life, and that challenge, you have to look at that challenge and say, what did I learn from this challenge? Who else could be going through this pain that I'm going through? And then instead of feeling sorry for yourself, or just feel that, you know what, in life it's not worth it. Life is worth it. It's worth it to live for. And we were created here on earth to add value to somebody. And we were created to become who we are meant to become. And by being here on earth, our mothers carried us for 9 months. Everyone was carried by their mother for 9 months. And when that person was born, there was so much pain. Your mom giving birth, and it doesn't matter whether you were given for adoption, it doesn't matter whether you were what, but the fact that you were born, it means something to God. that means you are special. And being special, it means everybody has an assignment. That assignment, in order for us to fulfill that assignment, we have to know who we are as an individual. Once you figure out who you are as an individual, unapologetic creates your identity by accepting the person that you are that moment. If you don't become who you want to become through that journey of life, it can affect you. So it's very, very important to actually understand your true authenticity so you can live a fulfilling life. Challenges, obstacles, and obstacles may come. It is part of life. And when it's part of life, it means the more we go through challenges, the more we rediscover who we are. I can tell you that I have my company. The more I get problems in my business, the more I rediscover the person that I didn't think that was capable of that, dealing with so many things and solving problems, and also being able to learn the skills at the same time. But some people, they do give up, and they're like, you know what, this is not what this is not what I asked for. So what I'm going to do, I am just going to give up. I'm not going to continue doing the things that I want to do. But guess what? Life is like that. Whatever we decide to do, whether it is a relationship will have some challenges of its own. But we then have to work on that relationship to get to where we need our relationship to be. It could be a relationship with family, intimacy, relationship, everything is a challenge. So guess what? Might as well just get on with it. Instead of having fear, might as well get on with it, because we create lives each and every day. Whether you have a business or you don't have a business, you have a 9 to 5, you still have to manage people. You still have to make sure that the job is complete. You still have to do things. You still have to face challenges at work. You still have to deal with customers that scream and shout. So might as well, if you fear starting your business, you might as well start it, because there's no point. You still have to face clients working for somebody else. If it's business, starting a business is what you desire, why not go for it? Because that somebody's company, people still have to come and want to eat you. Like, if they're not satisfied, they still want to scream, they still shout. So might as well get on with it and start your business, learn the skills without fear, because it's like, to me, you're working and you're still dealing with the customers. That's what you do when you start your business. Customers comes first. So where you work as well, they tell you that customers comes first. So if I'm fearing to start my business, so why am I fearing? Am I fearing of the success that I'm not worthy? Okay, I don't know. Am I fearing that I don't have the skills? I don't know. You can go and learn the skills. That's very easy. Am I good enough? Yes, I am good enough, because I was created to be somebody. And when you were born, they give you a name. That name is something. People, they spend time, or our child is born, they celebrate it. So even if you were born and being adopted, or your family, or sometimes maybe parents or daddy, they walk away from you. But to tell you the truth, you're special. It does not matter that person that raises you as a person becomes your parent. And that means that parent takes a responsibility. So some people, they get wound up that, okay, my dad wasn't there. Okay, so that is affecting me. He wasn't there because he couldn't face The fear that people fear with businesses and things, that scares a man out when the child is born. A man gets scared normally. Or maybe a woman, there are some women who get scared. So it does not mean that that person did not want to, or they give you away for adoption. And the fact that they take that step to say, okay, I'm going to make sure that my child has a home where somebody is going to educate them, somebody is going to help them to live on earth. That's still special, guys. I don't know about you, but I see it as special. And I see that somebody gives you an opportunity to actually experience the earth. So when you're older, there's no point in saying, you know what, I was adopted. Why did my parents adopt it? Just get rid of why and just say, thank you very much for adopting me, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So, and I thank you for that. My parents divorced. I was 8 months when my parents divorced. But the only thing that I'm grateful of is I got to gain my stepmom, I got to gain my stepdad, and I got to have a big family. And I didn't grow up with both my parents. If my parents were together, my destiny would have been different. I would have studied and became a lawyer, or I would have become a doctor. I would have become something, or maybe I would have been just spoiled by my parents. I don't know. But the only thing that I'm grateful of is the fact that my parents divorced and they dedicated their lives to make sure that we become something by feeding. If a parents feed me food and making sure that I survive and I find my way, that to me, I'm grateful for that. So there were times where I started questioning my identity. And when I started questioning my identity, I was facing challenges with the relationship, and then I started facing the questioning my identity. Then I started blaming my mom and my daddy's divorce. But then when I was going through counseling, I was like, "What's the heck? What was that all about? Why am I blaming my parents? Because I love my parents." And not even one day I have ever questioned. I was happy that they made a decision in my heart. I was happy that they made a decision that they were not happy. If they had lived a life where we have children, we're just gonna suck it up and live it together until our children are older, then that's not a life to me. I'm glad that they took that decision to say, you know what, we are going to divorce, and they did divorce. So to me, that is a blessing. And then I got to have this destiny and create my own identity. So it's very, very important to understand that in order for you to move forward, you have to actually understand the power of your identity. Your identity is very, very important for you to actually, it can lead to profound personal growth. If you understand who you are as a person, and does the fear go away? It doesn't, but we just have to face it. Fear doesn't. Like myself, there are times where when I'm making a decision, sometimes the fear will show up within myself. That voice, that critic voice will show up. And then I have to acknowledge that voice and say, you know what? I acknowledge you, but at this moment, I am going to actually keep going. And then you have to work on yourself. So it's a beautiful journey, and taking things step by step. If you feel like you are living a life that it isn't truly you, if you're watching this video anywhere, please make a decision to change whatever needs changing in your life, whether you are 70, 80, 100, or 30 or 20 or whatever age that might be. Age does not define us who we are. But wearing a mask, it damages us. It doesn't help us to grow. If we wear a mask, pretend to be something that we are not. But inside, we know that we are not fulfilled. And that is not a way to live a life. So embrace your true authentic self. By making a decision, uncover the power within and live a life that aligns with your identity. Is very, very important. The life that aligns with your identity, first you have to explore why you feel the way you feel. And why do you feel maybe shame or shy to showcase your true self? If I was to meet you right now and ask you to showcase your true self, would you do it? Or would you say, no, Mr. I don't think I'm capable of doing this, or we fear rejection and judgment? But guess what? The good news is you can create your identity. You can become who you want to become. But the bad news is if you fear, and the fear stops you to go to where you need to be, to create the things that you want to create because of fear, somebody else will get creative anyway. And if you fear judgment, if I do this, people are going to judge me. People are not going to take me serious. But guess what? Do it or not do it, people will still judge. So you might as well take off your mask, stop being afraid, let your real self shine. So that's the only advice I can give you. Let you shine. Because if you're scared of people judging you, people will always judge you anyway. Whether you do the right thing, they will always judge you. Only God is the one that will never judge you. Never ever judge you. He will always want you to embrace the person who you want to become. But we live in this world where sometimes people are judgmental. They are okay. Everybody is okay, is entitled for what they want to say, but they can say it, but it does not mean that is your story. If I can say, meet you right now and say something negative about your life, it does not mean that it is your story. It doesn't. So you then have to decide how you respond to me is how you are able to move forward with your life. So if you meet me, maybe I'm just a negative, miserable person, and you don't know. Maybe you're working on your skills for business, and you're working on the skills for relationship, or maybe just to get that promotion, and then I say something, and then you are like, Nomsa said this, and I'm not going to do it. So you have to respond. No matter what negative things that people say, you have to respond based on your destiny. Trust me, don't be afraid of judgment. People will always judge you regardless of what. So you might as well let those who love to judge and continue with your destiny. I do the work. When I started my business, people were like, everyone had something to say. But now those people, they're like, I believed in you. In my heart, I'm like, crap. They did not believe in me. So people say, I believe in you. But there are those that genuinely believed in me. But I knew that when somebody says the negative things, I knew it was never my story. So when somebody says the negative things, you don't have to take that as your story. It's not your story. Everybody's writing their own story. We all writing our own story. We all go through this journey of life where we know who we want to become, and we have to hold the pen. And when you hold the pen and take the diary and write your own story, create your own movie in your life, in your imagination, well, how do you manage? How do you see your life? What's the ending in mind in your life? If you write that story unapologetic and people can judge, that's okay. You can let people judge. People bring their opinion. That's okay. Don't be offended. Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. For me, I am somebody that when somebody says the negative things, I believe that God created me for a reason. And I believe that we all have an assignment that we have been assigned on earth. And I believe that we are all talented. And I believe that everything we do in life is based on what we can tolerate. Some people cannot tolerate fear. Some people cannot tolerate challenges in life. They give up. They are like, they will get a promotion, and when they get a promotion, things get tough, they give up because they are like, I don't think this is for me. For me, I don't give up things. When I'm doing something, I keep going. But if I know that the environment where I'm in, I'm in the environment, if I'm in the environment, and if I see that I'm not growing, because it's very, very important when you're creating your identity in that environment, you have to look at who are you becoming. If you are got friends, so you need to look at your relationship with your friends. Are you growing in that relationship, or are you not growing? So if you feel that you are not growing because maybe your friends, they're negative, or maybe because, or sometimes because you're not meant to be those friends, you're meant to get the skills and start. There are some friends that we have that we stay in one place, we don't succeed, we just like feeling sorry for each other. So if you are in that environment, you can actually work on your skills. And when you work on your skills, your friends will follow, because what they will look at it, they'll be like, oh, how did he or he do that, she do that? So they want to know, and then they'll want to create their own lives. But if fear stops you or judgment stops you, then that is no good. And not being yourself, not creating the life that you want, or being afraid of who you could be, it has lots of negative effects. So those negative effects can actually, one of them is lack of authority. We are all created to be something on earth. When you are not your being yourself, you are living inauthentic. That means it's fake. That can lead to feeling disconnection from your true self and others. Means you end up hanging out with the wrong people. And if you're not, if you lack authority. So it's very, very important to actually be somebody with authority. Be yourself. When I'm being yourself, when I'm saying be yourself, I'm not saying go home and watch the movie, say no, I'm saying to be myself. That's lazy. No one gets creative. You can only get creative if you watch the movies of the people that are teaching like skills, the movie of the skills. You can do that, because when it comes to relationship movies, that is not reality. So we have to do things that can teach us something into reality. And also it can emotionally, it can drain you to constantly wear a mask and pretend to be somebody that you're not. So it's important to actually understand that being the person that God created you to be is very, very important. And also it can cause a strain in relationship, not being true to yourself. It can put that sense of not being genuine. That person that if you are in a relationship or intimacy or even relationship with friends or family, it can cause barrier between you and other people. It will become difficult to actually connect with people because you're not being yourself, no identity. So when you meet somebody, I used to do that. When I meet people, I have to walk like them, speak like them, dress like them. I used to be one of those. But inside, I became more miserable because my identity wasn't there. It was there, but I was rejecting my life, my identity. So it's very, very important to actually be true to yourself and create your true identity. And also, it can diminish self-esteem if you are not being true to yourself, because when you're not being true to yourself, it means you're trying to fit in within your friends. It means like you're following the society expectations or the expectations of others of you. So people expect you to become something. We live in this world where when you become the person that you want to become, when I started my personal development in 2007 or 2008, I can't remember. My oldest one, she was born 2006, but I think it was 2007. And 2008, I got deep because I was enjoying psychology. I was enjoying the person that I was becoming. It was so beautiful. I lost some friends. And when you lose friends, because people expect you to behave like them, they expect you to do the things that they do. But I don't do that. I've got friends, trust me, I've got friends that I've been friends with them for a long time, some 20 years, some 30 years. What I expect from my friends is respect. I let my friends become who they want to become. I'm okay with it when they become who they want to become, as long as it doesn't affect my life. So I'm okay, whoever they want to become, I'm okay with it. So I lost friends because I feel that I couldn't be myself. And every time that I do something and people will be like, no, you can't do that. Like it will seem like they know me, but for me, knowing myself, I'll be like, no, you don't know me, because if you know me, you'll let me become the person that I want to become. I was raised by two men, by the way, guys. My dad and I've got two daddies and my stepdad. And these men, they dedicated their lives to teach me how to become me, not to become somebody else. My dad used to train me, Nonsa, this is life. Choose your identity. Who do you want to become? And my stepdad would do the same. When I came to the UK, I started, when you are a teenager, you want to fit in with everybody. You want to please everybody. So I think it didn't go out that well. Trying to please people, trying to actually pretend to be something that I'm not, it didn't work out that well. It was disaster after disaster. The reason why I'm saying it didn't work out that well, I was happy on the outside. I can tell you, I can guarantee you 100% when you meet Nomsa, you'll have fun. But inside, I wasn't happy. There was this something that was missing. I wasn't happy. But on the outside, when you meet me, you will have fun because I just put on this mask. And I thought it was the right thing in that moment. I got frustrated. But one day I decided enough is enough. And I had to ask myself what was missing within me. It was my identity. I was afraid making friends the wrong way. A friend that you meet, they don't have to change you. They don't have to have expectations. They can have principles in place, what they expect you, the behavior, what they can tolerate. But the rest, your identity is yours. You get to choose who you want to become. Or if you and also it can have not being true to yourself, it can have a inner conflict. That's what I was facing, inner conflict. I was actually having argument with me, my inner being. My inner being is saying, Nomsa, living inner authentically, inner conflict, stress. And I was like, I don't understand. I have never stressed out before. Why do I feel like this? Why do I leave United Kingdom? Why do I leave Africa? And I'm here in United Kingdom. Now I'm starting getting stressed. What is going on? Then I realized in Africa, I was living with my parents. Then I went to found a job, lived on my own rules. But when I came to the UK, I just go to work, meet friends, do the things that I want to do my activities, do whatever I did, make friends. But at that moment, I would dress like my friends, but it wasn't me. I love growing up as a child. I never liked the trousers. Trust me, this is a true story, no a fake story. I never ever liked trousers. Growing up, it was all about, I loved dressing up. I love dresses. I love, when I'm going out, I just love to go and buy a sexy, elegant dress. I like to look good. I like to see my body in front of the mirror, and I like to look good because God created me to embrace who I am. But when I came to this country, I was wearing jeans. I was so miserable until one day I was like, my identity, I just went and I bent everything. Everything that I owned, that was never me. It went on fire because I wasn't happy. I was miserable. And now I had to listen to my inner being instead of having conflict within myself. So I had to listen to me. And at the same time, when you are not being true to yourself, you miss opportunities, the opportunities for growth. So when you put your life in chains. That chains, if your inner being is saying, no, I need to be myself. I need to explore my passion. I need to explore my talent. I need to understand my interest. And if you don't listen to your inner being, it was conflict after conflict with my inner being. I wasn't fighting with people. I don't like fight anyway. I don't like arguing and I don't like fighting, but I was having conflict within myself. But one day I decided I'm just gonna go for who I am, and I changed everything about myself. I love so many things. I used to go swimming. I even forgot about going swimming. Back in Africa, I used to stay in the water. I can tell you, I go to school. When I go to school, I go swimming. I used to love swimming. And when I came to the UK, I even never went swimming. I love, there's so many things that I used to love to do, but I just, life, it takes over. When life takes over, we forget who we are. We think we are living happy, but we forget who we are. So those things, when I just stopped having conflict with myself, I had to forgive myself for neglecting me. So also it can cause the lack of fulfillment. Living a life that is not aligned with your true identity, it can lead to unfulfilled, missing, not embracing who you are. And when you embrace that journey of who you are as a person, life changes. Where there is life, there is a meaning. But when you feel like you're not fulfilled, life, it doesn't have a meaning. At the time, I didn't have a business when I started my personal development. But when I started my business, I was so happy. I was so happy because that Nomsa that I know, that Nomsa that I remember, she was a happy person. But at that moment, because I was trying to fit in, and it's just made me miserable. So I decided I was going to work on myself. And when you make that decision step by step, guys, there is no magic pill. It's step by step. It is you accepting the person who you are. Once you accept the person who you are, embrace and integrate your shadow. Embrace the person you are. Get comfortable. Sometimes we might, when we decide to be who we want to become, we might get uncomfortable in some part of our personality. But self-acceptance is the first step towards personal growth and transformation. So when you accept yourself, you become who you want to become. I had to identify my fears. There were so many things that I feared, but I had to identify them. So you can look at your life and identify your fears. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Once you identify what you're afraid of, know that working on your fears and facing them is the critical component of how you are able to move forward with your life. Or if you are a Christian, how God is able to promote you as a person. So identify your fears. What are your fears? What are you afraid of? Why are you not becoming the person that you want to become? I was afraid, but I had to face the person that I wanted to. I was like, whatever that giant enemy that was inside of me, I had to face it. And it was so painful to rediscover that I was always there inside of me. It was so painful. But at the same time, there was joy. When you find what you've been looking for, is a joy. It's a joy that nobody can take it away from you. When you really find your true self and create your life, no one can take it away, your values and your beliefs. And for me, it was amazing, but I had to leave some people behind. The reason why I had to leave some behind is, like, I don't know, you guys, when you have friends where you find yourself, you're constantly feeling like you're competing with them. Me, I don't like competing with anybody. So there were friends that sometimes I work on myself when I go for coffee, the conversation. It will be like if I say something and then they'll say something, it's like we are competing. So I had to move away from those people unapologetic, but we don't have to give people attitudes. You just move yourself away and pray for them. For me, it's all about praying for that person to grow. And once I pray that person to grow, and I ask God to forgive me, because God has his commandment, he has his principles. So I don't want to be around people that are going to hold me back. So I pray for them and I hand them over to God and say, God, these are your children. And I am your child as well. But I have a desire that I need to fulfill. But with this person, I don't think I'm able to fulfill the desires that I want. So then I hand them over. I say, you look after them. I don't want God to say, no, sir, I'm not looking after, I'm not looking after your children. So I'm like, I accept everyone on earth. But the thing is, not everybody agrees with anybody. So the only way is for me to move forward with grace, and that person will catch me up. So then I take my breath and I move forward with my life. I start getting creative. And when you get creative, that moment creating your true identity, like I was saying, that I had to, first thing, I was a Christian. And I didn't live as a Christian. My life, I didn't know how to deal. I didn't know how to deal with things. I didn't know how to design my own life. But God, he designs his own life. He designs, he created the earth. So for me, I didn't know all these things, that I can be a creator, I can do this, I can do that. I was afraid. So by doing that, I made a choice. So I went on a journey of fasting for 40 days. Through my fasting, there was no expectations. But in my heart, there was a desire of me becoming what God created me to become. I had that desire. And the more I cry out to God and say, hear my cry, hear my cry. I don't want this life. It's miserable. I want to be free. I want to break free. Hear my cry. And I will quote every scripture. There's a song that do not pass me by. I sang that song over and over, over and over, until God got tired of me, until he pulled out that dark cloud that was clouding my heart, that was clouding my destiny. He pulled it out. When he put it out, I cried. Why did I cry? because I felt that I had met a different Nomsa than the one that was crying, the one that was crying to God. But when he answered me, that's when I realized that actually I could be who I want to become. And that's when now I decided to work on myself more and more and more. When you get to that breakthrough, it does not mean that you have to stop doing the work. Now it was me now going through life, my identity. Who am I? So now God has given me this, Nomsa, this is your life. This is who you are. And then now the challenges, the more you want to know more, the more challenges bring. So now I'm like, okay, God, this is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. The feeling was so amazing. He's pulled the cloud. God is given me, showed me that, Nomsa, this is who you are meant to become. But at that moment, the challenges come again. And when those challenges come, what do? Some people, they run. But for me, I didn't have to run anymore because I knew what I wanted at that moment. So you can actually work on yourself. If you know what you really want in life, you can work on yourself and take step by step. For me, the step that I took, it was for me to actually work on my spiritual being, because my inner, my spiritual being is the critical component of me being able to connect with the universe, being able to connect with God. So if my inner being is broken, and if it's dead, if I'm walking like a zombie, I wouldn't be able to connect with God. So I had to identify my fear, and I had to hold on to my deepest desire. What did I desire that moment? And I had to take step by step, gradually step, baby step, breaking down my goals, step by step, learning to manage my task, building confidence, step by step, and momentum along the way. And when I did that, embracing myself and celebrating every step, every win, every little win, no matter how small it was, I was willing to actually become the person that I wanted to become. And also the other one, embracing change. I was embracing the change. Change is inevitable in life. But when you embrace it, it allows you to personally grow and transform the life that you want. It allows you to be open to opportunities. It allows you to be open to new experiences. It allows you to take opportunities, embrace change. It helps you to adapt, to thrive in an evolving world. This world is a world of opportunities. So if you embrace it and seek support. Sometimes there are things that we cannot do it on our own because we are afraid. Surround yourself with positive people that think like you, that have dreams like you, and motivate yourself. Don't just stay in dreams or just motivate yourself, create goals, and take action. And challenge yourself as well. It's very, very important to actually step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Challenging yourself to step to the familiar and explore the new territories. So I did that myself, challenge myself. And I'm not afraid, even now, I'm not afraid to actually to take opportunities. I'm not afraid. Next week, not this coming Sunday, the week on Sunday, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to YouTube, been invited by YouTube. So I'm just, normally I watch other YouTubers celebrate on YouTube. I just sit in my house and watch, but this time I'm going to be part of them. So I'm going there on Sunday. I'm going to go to church first, and then I'm going to go there. I'm just going to have fun. So but when I started my channel, even now, I still have people that come to my channel. They say, you haven't got loads of views. So I'm like, how much views do you think I should have? And some people say, I can help you to have 1 million. Or I'm like, it's not about views. I'm doing my YouTube for business. Doesn't matter how many views I have. I keep holding on. But I know somehow, life will shine, and I will just, no matter what challenges come my way, I will keep going. Regardless, I'll keep going. So I just feel like I'm one of YouTubers now that I'm just gonna go and meet people that I didn't think that are people that I watch them on their channel. I'm just gonna go and meet them in person. To me, that is amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. There's so many things, like if I tell you that with my identity, starting my channel, people being judgmental and so many things, but I never listened to it. So you don't have to listen to any negativity. You only listen to people that criticize you for growth. There are some critics that people come to you because they want you to grow. They will criticize you. So you have to listen to that. And practice the self-reflection. It's very, very important to who you becoming at that moment. And when you reflect, it helps you to understand yourself, to understand your strength, your weaknesses, and also it gives you, it helps you to actually make some improvement and self-discovery. You discover more about yourself. So it's very, 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 very important to do that. Embrace failure. Some people just celebrate win. There are some people who don't celebrate their small win. They want to celebrate big wins. There are some people who don't, when they do something, if it doesn't go their way, they don't embrace it. Failure is a learning. You can use a failure as a learning opportunity to have learned something. Do not be discouraged. Failure, instead of seeing it as a failure, embrace the lesson. What have you learned through it? Then remember, all these successful people, they all had to go through it. They all had to go through failure, disappointment, rejection, so many things they had to go through. But what makes them different is they don't give up. I don't give up on anything. If I want to do something, I don't give up. Sometimes my family, they'll look at me and they'll be like, are you being serious? I'm like, yes. I don't give up on things. If I really want to do something, I go for it. Regardless of what people say, I am the creator of my destiny. God is the creator of my destiny too. Me and him, we can create a better destiny, because if I allow him to show me who I could be, and then I just implement. So that means me and him, we are a good team. But if somebody else comes into my life and say, Nomsa, it's not a good idea to do this, I just have to keep going and find the courage, find that courage to go on and become what God created me to be. It's very, very important to live your life based on your true authenticity. I was a woman who I spent time, 3 hours or 2 hours getting dressed. When I stepped outside, I made sure that I didn't step in the mud. I looked so beautiful. Like when a man looks at me or my neighbors, they'll be like, wow, that girl, she looks so beautiful. Because I'll take time selecting my clothes. I'll take time planning my high heels, putting my high heels, my handbag. I'll take time going to buy my eyelashes, everything, my fake makeup, my fake hair. I'll take time. Maybe even like 3 hours. I'll take time getting dressed. When I stepped outside, I'll make sure that I didn't step in the mud, because my wardrobe, it was very, very important to me. Very. But I was neglecting my soul inside of me. I did not meditate. I was a Christian who goes to church. I say, hallelujah, let's go to church. Okay, what are we reading today? Bible, we're reading Book of Psalms. So, okay, so let's go, let's read Psalms. And then I will read Psalms. I come home. I just put my Bible on the side. I don't read my Bible. I don't pray. I'll pray when I go to church. When I have problems, I'll just go to my pastor and say, I'm having these problems. Could you please touch my head and pray for me? And they'll touch my head and they'll pray for me. And then I'll go home. Everything is okay. Then I will do the same thing. Get dressed. Take time. Making sure that I am looking after my wardrobe by making sure that I look good. I still look good now. When I go out, I still look good. Sometimes I can't remember how long ago I was in the shop to buy clothes. I think every now and then I go to the shops, but mainly I buy my clothes online because it takes me hours and hours. I don't know about you guys. It takes me hours to find something that I like. So I buy my clothes online. So if I'm going to buy my clothes online, I have to take a day off work, a day off for everything. Just pick the kids from school and focus on buying something, or just work a little bit and then buy something. Then I'll find something, because I love clothes. I still love clothes. I still love to look good. But God comes first in my life, and me and God will come first. Now my attitude has changed. My children, me, is God there? My children, we are all in the same, and their dad, we are all there in the same line. We're family. So I can't say my children comes first. If to me, without God, I wouldn't be where I am today. So he comes first. Then he guides me through life. It's then me that I have to rise up, step up, and say, God, show me my desire. Show me who I could be. And then he will show me now. And then I'm like, are you serious, God? I could be that? I'm like, no, I can't do that. It requires hard work. And God says, no, son. With me, everything is possible. With me. So then I have to say, okay, then God, where do I begin? So I begin with a prayer. The prayer is a prayer, not me asking him to help me with finances, not him to help me with anything. It's just me saying, God, I need you. Fall upon me now. You know my needs. You know my desires. Then in my heart, I connect with him. Once I connect with God, I get creative. So that's how my life, how I lead my life. I pray. I go to church. When I go to church, I come home. I get creative. And I listen to, if I go to a business event, I take notes. I'm always have a pen in my bag and my diaries. I take so much notes. And even with prayers, if a pastor is preaching, I take notes. And if they say something that is powerful, I write it down. When I get home, I get to prayer. I use that. It's not easy to create the person that you want to become. To be that person is not easy, but the thing that makes it easy is constantly understanding the power of repetition. Everything. Knowledge is power. Progress. Acknowledging yourself. Celebrating your progress and your accomplishment. No matter how big or how small. Celebrating your achievement, reinforcing positive beliefs, even when life does not make sense. Strive for growth. If you incorporate this practice for your life step by step, one at a time, you will embark on a transformation, personal development journey. Embrace the unknown. Challenge yourself. Watch yourself evolve. I watch myself. I evolve every single day. So you can challenge yourself and become who you want to become. Never, ever, ever compare your life with anybody. Comparison is a thief of joy. The minute you compare your life to somebody, the minute you steal your joy. For me, if my life is not working, I cry out to God and I say, God, blood of Jesus, the blood that spilled on the ground for me to be free on earth. And then I explain to God my problems. I don't explain the whole story. I go to the point. Raw power of God. I ask, what do I want God to do for me? If it is the finances that God, I want him to change my finances, I don't say, God, give me money, opportunities. I say, God, go into that altar. The altar, everything is now as an altar. Everything has a roots. The relationship begins with the roots, begins with something. Giving birth, falling pregnant, it begins with something. Starting a business, it begins with something. So I ask God, go into that altar of my finances. Speak on my behalf. Speak on behalf of my marriage. Answer my marriage. When I'm saying God answer my marriage, it means if there is any hindrance in my marriage, when God speaks, my life will be okay. If there is anything that is hindering my finances, when God is speaking that problem, it means I will have the opportunities to find my helpers. Sometimes I pray and I say, God, whoever is meant to help me, let them not feel, let them not rest, have peace until they contact me, they help me. Because sometimes the people that are meant to help us, Lucifer will go in and stop them and delay our lives. So we have to understand the power of the universe. What does the universe mean? The universe is God. The earth is God. So whatever the words that we speak, they become things. Like Bob Proctor says, they become who we want them to become. So for me, my desire, I tell God my desires. Anything that does not build me, that does not help me, I pray and I ask God to forgive me with those thoughts so I don't have to feel that way. But it's very, very important when you create your identity to live a life that you believe is true about yourself. I'm not saying get arrogant. All I'm saying is be true to yourself. Embrace the person that you become that moment, unapologetical. If you have fake friends around you, it's time you leave them behind. If you have people that don't believe in you, it's time you leave them behind. Remember the quote, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That is very, very powerful. It's very, very important. If you have people that don't believe in you, don't hang around or say anything, pray for them and continue at the journey with God. And God works in so many amazing ways that when you do leave them behind, your prayer will bring them back to you if they're meant to be with you. But if there are people that are hindering your life, God will move them away completely from you. That's how God works. God bless everyone. So if you are watching me, and please, you can go to the website. And if you're looking for love, you're single, you can go to Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, www.hseia.com. And if you're looking to find your own voice, lead from within, you can go to the same website and sign up. Live with grace, everyone. And God bless.